hear a lot of statistics about the little amount of the federal tax dollars that actually make it from the federal government to the local school system. What is your overall opinion as to the way education is funded on the federal level?
Whether it's education or any program, as you all know, I am on the transportation committee, and I worked very, very hard to pass a transportation bill this session when they said it just could not be done. And Republicans and Democrats came together. We got a 2-year bill. Wasn't as good as I wanted a 5-year bill. We got a 2-year bill. But what did it do? It took dollars from the federal government and it gave it to the states and gave more authority to the states and let the states decide how they want to spend it. With education, I would like to see the states have much more control. I think education is much more of a local and state issue. Get the federal government out of the process as much as possible. We don't need federal standards. We don't need their overregulation. We don't need Washington, D.C. bureaucrats telling students in Bradley County or Union County or Hamilton County, Tennessee, how and what to learn. Get them out of the process. Give it to the folks at the local level and let them spend it because they'll be most accountable that way.
First of all, we have federal dollars for education that come down principally for 4 categories. The ones who are poor, the ones who are disabled in some way, the ones who have the English as the second language, and the ones who have special needs, and so those federal dollars that come down to serve special needy populations and are supposed to be distributed that way. These extra dollars we have through block grants for things like the Race to the Top have come down through a different process. And it is nice if there are not too many strings to have block grants to enhance our education. However, we do need to be very cautious about expecting the federal government to pay for all of our public education. As you know, most of it comes from your property taxes, and what you decide on a local level will be the funding mechanism. So it's rather moot to talk about the federal dollars for education. Most of them come from you and your tax dollars. They're local decisions already for funding. With respect to taxes, I believe that Mitt Romney could pay more taxes. At 13.7% for someone who has a worth over $250 million and really generous income. He should not be paying such a low rate. The loopholes that we have need to be closed. The capital gains needs to be taxed like regular income. Those of you who, 23% of the U.S. works in retail, that's one of the big jobs in the U.S. If you stand there at a cash register for an 8-hour workday or a 10-hour workday, why should that be taxed? Payroll tax, income tax, and then someone who has inherited a bunch of money and made some stock dividend income and some sales income off capital gains only has to pay 15%. It's not fair.